All right. Well, again, Bernie Sanders took a few more losses tonight, but that's okay. You know, maybe he can still pull it off. Maybe he can't. I'm still gonna support him till the end. But I can't do. I kind of want to make this video to uh to say I want to file a lawsuit against the federal government. Yeah, I do actually because, I'm getting tired of seeing this on TV where these motherfuckers are going around bragging about how there's so many votes ahead and how basically they're special because they got so many votes and so on and so forth. When a lot of the only reason they have as many votes as they claim to have is because they disenfranchise a large proportion of the American people. Oh yes, and even people who have been affiliated with parties for more than 40 years, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. Yeah. It's okay for the NC and the RNC to pick who they want. So we have elected officials choosing elected officials. We're supposed to pick the elected officials. When did that become okay? I don't understand people. This is America. We take pride in our democracy. We take pride in our vote. Or do we not? It's only okay if the candidate you support is winning. They can steal and cheat and do all types of shit. That means they don't really give a shit about you. They're just using you to get to where they need to be until one day they don't need you anymore. Your vote doesn't count. It doesn't matter. You don't realize it because you're standing behind the money. Because that's all you care about. Well, I'm using my computer so you can hear this. I want to keep this video short, but listen to what Hillary's saying. It's a Young Turks video, but these are her actual words.
Stalin, perhaps? Exactly. Now, so look, I agree with you. I think that he's being very reasonable in what he expects if he's going to do the work of trying to push millions of his supporters to vote for her. She disagrees. We've got a couple of different versions of her disagreement, and we broke these up because we do want to comment on them individually. First, here, in reference to the same sort of question being asked by Rachel Maddow, here's how she frames her response.
When Senator Sanders has been asked about how this all ends, he seems to be saying now that even if you beat him in the primary, it's not necessarily a given that he will implore all of his supporters to go out and work for you. He says that he thinks that they'll support you if basically you adopt some of his platform on the issues that are most important to him.
Well, Rachel, let's look where we are right now. I've got 10.4 million votes. I have 2.7 million more votes, real people showing up to cast their vote, to express their opinion, than Senator Sanders. I have a bigger lead in pledged delegates than Senator Obama when I ran against him in...
Okay, let's just stop that for a second. I don't want to hear her fucking mouth anymore, honestly. I'm really tired of it. I really am. The older generation complains about us whining and being a bunch of bitches and shit. I'm not a sensitive motherfucker. I don't give a fuck what you got to say about me at all. But I do know what's right and wrong. And for some reason, these older folk don't know what's right and wrong. Or they do, they just don't give a shit. They want to say real American values. There's nothing American about standing behind somebody who doesn't give a fuck about your country. Or you, for that matter. People only care about their families and whoever's close to them, but they're forgetting, though. You can't have a country or even a community without people. You need people to survive. You wouldn't have any of the inventions you have now if it wasn't for people. If it wasn't for us coming together. How do you think things get done? How do you think things get mass produced? You need more than one person. But, of course, you don't give a fuck. Now, with her saying that she has 10.4 million votes and she's 2.7 million more votes ahead, literally, the 3 million people in New York that did not get to vote, that would have most likely voted for Bernie Sanders and others besides that would have voted for Bernie Sanders if their if their party affiliations weren't canceled or switched or put to independent or wherever. Bernie Sanders would be ahead, honestly, because for the most part, most independents like I want to vote for him. And I wasn't born anywhere else. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, in King County Hospital. Wow. I'm fucking American. It says it on my birth certificate. Nice. But guess what? because my party affiliation is independent. I didn't get to vote. The only reason she's ahead is because they disenfranchised a bunch of the American people and didn't allow us to do our civil duties. A party affiliation should not affect who you vote for. Think about that. If we read the Constitution, it doesn't say only Democrats and Republicans can vote for the next president. It didn't say that. They're running for the highest office in our land, in the world, really. And nowhere in the Constitution it says you have to be Republican or Democrat to vote for who you want to vote for. You do have to be a natural born citizen to be a president, but to vote for president, you have to be an American citizen. But the thing is here, it doesn't say you have to be a natural born Republican or Democrat. Just food for thought. I don't know. But, the people who are supporting Hillary Clinton, you can take your win now. And, I always feel the need to vote, even though this time I really feel that my vote doesn't mean anything. Because Trump or Hillary Clinton, the lesser of two evils is still evil. That's not an excuse. The lesser of two evils. They could still do irreparable, wow, I can't even speak right now. Irreparable damage. Or you know what I'm trying to say. I can't really get the word out of my mouth right now. But anyways, they could still do damage that'll take a long time to be undone. I was born in 1994. I'm about to be 22. I see the world change. And so have people my age and a little bit older. I've watched the world progress. I may not have been alive for as long as the people who are older than me, obviously. But the whole thing is, where does your open-mindedness go? Where did your intelligence go? When did you conform and get stuck behind the institution? You've been institutionalized and you don't even realize it. But I'm going to try to file a lawsuit against the federal government and the DNC and the RNC for doing what they're doing. I don't like Donald Trump for shit. But what they're trying to do to get him out and then say that's the process, that's bullshit. That's not the process. Now, if he was a fucking Hitler, which he sounds like a Hitler, really, or Stalin, I'd say we get him out of office. But the thing is, he's fucking just talking crazy right now. And yeah, that could lead to that. But the whole thing is, this is America. This isn't Germany. This isn't the 1930s. We can impeach a president, especially if he's going down that path. But the only dangerous thing about Donald Trump is that his supporters, they, as much as they want to claim they're not racist, a lot of them really are. Maybe not all of them. Some of them are misguided, in my opinion. And I said my opinion. They can say whatever they want about me. But a lot of his supporters, in my opinion, are extremely misguided. What they see is dollar signs. They view money as power. And it is, but the only reason money is power is because we gave the money the power. We gave it that value. Remember that. Humans give inanimate objects value. But you know what's really valuable? Our country and our people. And we need to invest in that and stop investing in all these bullshit-ass corporations. We can say that corporations make the jobs all they want. But guess what? Your parents made you. And they do have a right to you, right? But that doesn't mean that they get to shit on you. They get to abuse you. They get to treat you like a whore, a slut, whatever you want to use. It doesn't give them that right to mistreat you. But people seem to be okay with someone who doesn't really own them treating them like shit and walking all over their rights. As long as they have a job and they can take care of their families, fuck everybody else. But you're forgetting that corporation didn't become a corporation overnight. It used people, it shat on people, it ripped people to shreds to get to where it is. Maybe not all of them, but that's what they're doing now. But remember that. DNC, RNC, I'll do my best to try to come for you. And even if I'm not successful, I'll try to get in office one of these days. Because what Bernie Sanders has started or has brought to light was long coming anyways. We're not going anywhere. Don't forget that. You're dead soon. I'm not. I'm only 21. Sorry. I'm only 21. Got about 60 more years, maybe even 70 more years in me. You've already had your 60. You've already had your 70. It's my turn. Get the fuck out the way.